I called it with MW3 2023. Unfortunately, most of my predictions were correct. You see, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people tried to hold out hope, and I understand, all right? I understand. The inner Call of Duty player in me always wants to hold out hope, but I knew better. I knew that this was gonna be horrible. The exact words I used in my previous videos were that this was setting up to be the most watered down, boring Call of Duty to date. And it seems like I'm correct. As we can see, most of the community is landing on one particular opinion, and it's not so great.
I think this is, without a shadow of a doubt, the worst Call of Duty campaign ever made.
The Modern Warfare 3 campaign, and I gotta say, it is extremely disappointing, underwhelming, and boring.
I am stunned at how low the quality mark for this campaign is, and the fact that Activision is comfortable charging $70 for this is an absolute disgrace.
I do want to add that the campaign being so short does make it feel like it was supposed to essentially be a campaign expansion for Modern Warfare 2. I mean, that's exactly what it is.
That if I were to do it again, I'd probably just watch the cutscene movie rather than actually spend the 4 hours playing it. You get the same thing out of it, but it's just, you don't really waste as much time.
I saw it coming from a mile away. And now that the campaign is on pre-release and a lot of people got their hands on that story, it's exactly what I feared. Boring, watered down, and just as I predicted, those open world, open air missions or whatever you want to call them are nothing but Spec Ops or survival mode. And they take up almost a whopping 50% of the campaign. An extremely short 4 to 6 hour campaign, by the way, which is a new record short for Call of Duty. Call of Duty campaigns have always been short, but at least they're well crafted and fun for 6, 8, maybe 10 hours. But this is a new low. This game, we have to remember, this game isn't supposed to exist, y'all. MW3, this is not supposed to be a game. MW2 2022 was supposed to be supported for 2 years. And long ago, it was leaked that they were going to release all the OG MW2 maps in the 2nd year of support. But you see, somewhere along the way, Activision realized, like a gosh dang addict, that they couldn't not release a game. They just realized, oh my goodness, we're gonna lose too much money. We can't not release a whole nother game. We gotta sell this thing for $70. Because they realized, even if they charged for all the new maps and an overhaul to multiplayer as a DLC, they knew they could only charge $20, maybe $30 for it. And that wasn't enough for them. So they had to go on there and they're like, no, we have to make this a $70 brand new game, MW3. Guys, the second I heard open air missions, open world missions or whatever, I knew exactly what that was code for. It was code for an unfinished and rushed campaign that was just going to be Spec Ops and survival. Now, as of this video releasing, Modern Warfare 3, the full game has released, and I have not gotten my hands on it. But my prediction for campaign was practically spot on, so I'm going to assure you that the rest of the game is also going to be a disappointment. Even though I don't have my hands on the full game here, and I hope I'm wrong, as always, I always hope I'm wrong with Call of Duty, because deep down, I'm a big Call of Duty fan. I'm a big Call of Duty nerd. I want Call of Duty to be fun. I simply have been tricked and bamboozled too many times to fall for it anymore. So people have already expressed their thoughts on the campaign, watered down, boring, 50% Spec Ops or survival missions. Multiplayer, well, it's basically just overhauled MW2 with all the OG maps, which is cool if it was just that. If it was just the year 2 update, I would have spent $15, $20 on this. And the only other mode that we're yet to see is the zombies mode, which, if my prediction was correct with campaign, I can confidently say it's going to be correct with zombies, and it's just going to be zombies on the Warzone map. No special mission, no special anything. It's going to be Spec Ops, zombies on the Warzone map. This is literally Call of Duty recycled Warfare 3. In the campaign, they just use the old Warzone map. Multiplayer is literally the old OG maps of MW2. And zombies is just the Warzone map with zombies on it. Guys, this was not supposed to be a game. This literally is not supposed to exist. And I assure you that they were not planning on it. But Activision, somewhere along the way, said, we have to release this $70 game. Developers, slave away and get this game done. You know, get 3 game modes in here by this time, and I assure you it was rushed, and that is why they are literally recycling entire games. This isn't recycling a few assets from old titles. This is just using the old game again. They're basically just selling you the same game again, guys. Come on. I'm not paying $70 for MW2 2. All right. Or I guess if you count the OG, at this point, it's MW2 3. Golly, oh my goodness. How many MW2s are they gonna have? Listen, guys, it's unfortunate. It's sad. I literally say this in every single Call of Duty video I make. I want Call of Duty to be fun. And the only reason I make these videos roasting Call of Duty is because I like Call of Duty. Because I want it to be fun. Because I love the franchise and I've played it since I was a kid. So of course I want it to succeed. And it's sad because I always roast FIFA players for buying the same game every single year. At least, in my head, me, a Call of Duty nerd who would buy Call of Duty every year, at least I could say, well, it's a new campaign, a new story every single year. It's completely different. New guns, new maps, new gameplay, new all this, you know, new third game mode. Zombies has its own story. So I could say, yes, Call of Duty comes out every year, but it's a different game. I'm not going to fall into the same mentality as FIFA players and Sport and Madden players who literally buy the same game every single year, because Activision probably saw them and kind of realized, why don't we just do that with Call of Duty? And the sad part is unfortunately that if this Call of Duty does do well, then that's the trend that's gonna follow. They're gonna recycle the same Call of Duty for 2-3 years and then maybe make a kind of a new Call of Duty and then recycle that one for 2-3 years. I do not want Call of Duty to purely follow the line that FIFA and Madden games have gone down. So ladies and gentlemen, to wrap it all up, campaign, watered down, boring, basically all recycled, nothing new, nothing special. Zombies, once again, probably gonna be boring, all recycled, simply zombies on a Warzone map. No story, nothing special. And multiplayer, though I did have fun in the beta and have a good time, unfortunately, this does not justify $70 worth of game. This was clearly supposed to be a year 2 update. That if it was just that, if it was multiplayer with all the OG maps, with the movement rehaul, a little bit of tweaking to the SBMM or something like that, I would have gladly paid $15, $20, $30 even. But they wanted more. Activision could not contain themselves from making a whole nother game. Because since they've been releasing yearly, they realized just how much money they wouldn't see come in this year. So with half effort, extremely rushed, they probably just forced these developers to make 3 game modes just to try and justify that this is a whole new game. It's unfortunate. It's a sad time for Call of Duty players. I'm not gonna lie. That inner Call of Duty nerd inside of me is still hopeful that one day we'll get a fun Call of Duty. Maybe you could roast me for that, because I don't want to give up hope that one day Call of Duty could be fun again. Make Call of Duty fun again. Am I right? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Let's have a little conversation. Are you still gonna purchase Call of Duty? Are you still excited? Or have you kind of given up hope? Let me know what you're thinking down in the comments, y'all. Let's have a conversation. And as a bonus question, let me know what your favorite Call of Duty has ever been down in the comments as well. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so very much for being here. Please do consider subscribing and following me on Twitch. All those links are going to be down in the description. You guys are awesome. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And until next time, I'll see ya.